All right, I think we're live now on the sound. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. All right, I was just saying, welcome to Black Wealth Empowerment Live. My name is Daryl Muhammad, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, brothers and sisters, with a very, very, very special message for you tonight here on broadcast 129. Can you believe this? 129 episodes. Do your research. Go on a search engine and find out how many sitcoms have gone that long. Find out what's the longest running sitcom, and you will find very few of them, if any. Very few, if any. I don't know. You do the research. Very few, if any, have reached 129 episodes. But that's what we've done here, and we're pushing forward, brothers and sisters. We're pushing forward. Why? Because myself, my co-host, Sister Brandy, and Brother Rodney Assad, we want to show our gratitude to God. We want to show our gratitude to Allah for allowing us to be uniquely blessed. Blessed beyond life, blessed beyond that which all of us share in, but blessed uniquely, uniquely blessed, and we feel obligated. We want to show our gratitude by sharing these unique experiences, the unique blessings, and you should do the same. We bring on guests from our membership. We bring on other guests on the platform so that they can share. They can share with you, brothers and sisters, the reason why we as Black folks are not building wealth and empowerment because we're doing it alone. We're trying to do it with the twos and the fews. And unfortunately, there's 40 million of us. And unfortunately, the twos and the fews is not enough. There's not enough of us that are out here in this space called life with a focus and a determination that includes the upliftment and empowerment of ourselves and our people. But that's what we talk about here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live. We bring you a message that's uniquely customized and packaged for us as a people. Brothers and sisters, we've gone through an experience here in America as Black people that nobody else in the history of the world has gone through. So therefore, we need a specific, a customized prescription just for us. One that has enough power, enough effectiveness, enough medicine that will take us from our past experiences and all the baggage that we bring, that we've brought through 463 years up to this present day, that will get us up with the right mindset, get us up with the right purpose and mission to empower ourselves, our family, and our community. Brothers and sisters, that's what we're talking about here. You won't get a message as customized, as specifically prepared and delivered for Black people as far as Black wealth and empowerment is concerned than here at BWE Live. That's why you should come, you should join us. That's why you should share this platform. That's why you should become a quiet ambassador, meaning become an ambassador and be a part of this crusade and spread the word. Spread the word of Black Wealth Empowerment Live. You know, brothers and sisters, I have a saying that goes like this: before you be rich, you're going to make other people rich. Before you reach a level of whatever you aspire to, in the process that you have to go through, that I have to go through, that we have to go through, the process is going to contribute to other people to aspire to where they want to go. So we can't do things grudgingly. We can't do things with the ideal of, I'm going to do just enough so I can get. That's not a mentality, a mindset of wealth or empowerment. And that's not a Black consciousness reality, brothers and sisters. So these are the things, this is we have to understand. See, for us as Black people, there's a prerequisite that has to take place. There's some work before the work that we have to do. There's some things that we have to do to clean up ourselves before we can deal, or we can take advantage of that which the general public receives, because we're not all coming from the same past, the same history, brothers and sisters. And we can't deny that. That in and of itself, meaning that our unique experience as Black people is what, if we understand, is the power that we have. Tonight, we're going to talk about the power of your mind and your money. The power of your mind and your money. Right? The Courage Coach, he's going to join us here in a few more minutes. He's traveling or whatever he's doing. He just texted me and let me know he'll be on about 15 after. And our sister, our membership coordinator, Sister Brandy, please say a prayer for her mother. Her mother is in the hospital, so she won't be with us tonight, but our prayers go out to you, Sister Brandy, and your mom. And we pray that if it be the will of Allah, that she will recuperate 100%. All right. So Brother Rodney Assad to be here, and he's going to cover the power of your mind. Brother and sister, if we really just knew, just was aware, right? Just slightly aware of the power potential that is in our brains, in our minds, that you have right now. If you had $1 million in the bank, brothers and sisters, would you let your bills go unpaid? If you had $1 million in the bank, brothers and sisters, would you let your light get cut off? Your car get behind and you have to pay late fees? Let your house get foreclosed on? If you had $1 million in the bank, would you not provide the best for your children as far as education, as far as opportunity? Well, we have a mind, not brain, mind that is unlimited, that is more powerful than $1 million in your bank. But because we're not aware, we're not even knowledgeable, we think our mind only goes as far as our brain power can take us, meaning our intelligence can take us, meaning that our ability to learn and be trained in another skill or another trade. That's the extent of our mind. We have to understand, brothers and sisters, that our mind power goes far beyond our brain power. And if we tap into our mind, the power of our mind, then everything else can be accomplished. Money won't be a problem. Relationships won't be a problem. Health won't be an issue. Politics in our community, lack thereof, won't be an issue. If we had our minds right, we wouldn't be worrying about Donald Trump and the Russian hacking of our election. What election? What's the our election? What's the our? What's the our part? I mean, you included in that? As much as we try to be included in that, brothers and sisters, the institution was established to keep us out. We have to realize our mind power. The coach is going to join us in the next couple of minutes. I think he's popping on right now. He's there with us. We got the Courage Coach. He's just sliding in the home base, dusting off his pants and scored another run for the team. So, brothers and sisters, you go ahead, and I'm going to let the Courage Coach come on and just greet you all. We're going to get into some housekeeping items, and we're going to go right into tonight's topic: the power of your mind and your money. Right? We want to remind you of something, brothers and sisters, that we do, conscious Black people, Black folks that's awake and understand the power of your mind and understand the power of your money. There's an annual campaign that we kick off. Those of us who are conscious, those of us who are woke, we kick off around this time. We're going to talk about that tonight. But let's swing it over to the Courage Coach. He just joined us. Courage Coach, you there, brother? How you doing today, Black man? Tell us how you doing.
Woo, woo! Can you hear me, brother Daryl? Okay, praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to everybody. Black Wealth Empowerment family. I'm Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. Moving and shake. I just walked in the house. You don't understand what I'm saying, Brother Daryl. I just walked in the house, kissed the wife, and rolled right into BWE. I said,
You
quit trying
just
to
walked
stop
in
me.
the house. You just walked in the house.
Just walked, I mean, rolled up in. Matter of fact, I kind of ran in the house, and she tried to divert me with kisses and hugs. I had to do some karate moves to stop the kisses and hugs because I had to get on BWE. Now, y'all kind of half believe that because it's kind of what happened, but I did want the kiss and the hug. But it's really, the thing is, it's about consistency. That's one thing I told my wife as I walked in the door. I said, the things we do to keep our word, to make sure we try our best to make our word bond. And that's really what it's about. It's those moments in life where we get challenged by schedule changes and adjustments, business things and ventures that may take off or some changes come about. But, if you gave your word to do something or you have a commitment to something, we should do everything in our power to try our absolute best to honor our commitments that we've made, at least until we've been relieved of the commitment, if you will, by other parties that say, hey, no, don't worry about it. Go ahead and take care of that. We got this. Then you have a really permission, if you will, to go ahead and take care of something if you schedule, your schedule wouldn't allow it. So I'm here. I was grinding. I was coming from way across town, boy, about 20 miles away, Brother Daryl. And I was blazing on the highway to get here so I can be with my BWE family. And so you all in for a treat tonight. I have no idea, absolutely no idea what I'm going to say or talk about as it relates to this topic, Brother Daryl. But I'll tell you this, Brother Daryl, just this last week, over the last month, my wife and I have another business decided to get involved in, and not even get involved, really just take it on and just really become a part of it. And so we laid out a plan and a process. After I studied everything, I looked at all kind of angles and other companies and businesses, and I said, okay, this is the way I'm going to go about this. And so after about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, boom, I moved into the second phase of that. And then, so, my wife was like, wow, okay, this is really working like we thought it, like we said it would. Yeah. We done the mathematics. I ran over multiple just documents worth of information while taking notes and all kind of things. And, I'll say this not to impress anybody, but to impress upon you an idea that you got to keep in mind that we just really just started doing this business maybe several weeks ago. And we've cleared thousands. It ain't even like 1,000, no, thousands with an S on it. And why? Because we worked the plan. We worked the plan. We followed the procedures that we wanted to follow to get the results that we wanted. Not somebody else's results. Somebody else might have made tens of hundred thousand. I don't know. Not likely, but we're going in after. And then now moving into the next phase is phase 3 part of it. Now, why am I saying all that? Because I want those of you who are right now struggling to get your business off the ground, to get that idea going, to really say, you know what, I really been thinking about doing this thing. I want you to get out of the thinking about it business. I want you to get out of the planning and strategy business and get into the action business. Take action. Start just get a good basic plan down to get to phase 1. Phase 1, just put some minor things to get a phase 1 process done. Phase 1 complete. Let's move over to phase 2. And I promise you, if you chunk it down to itty bitty tiny bite-sized pieces, you absolutely will start to get the results and get the success, and it'll be beyond your wildest imagination. I promise you. Right now, Brother Daryl, I connected with a young man just the other day who, we were talking to some shop about the business, and he looked at me and said, his brother can he learned to speak English, and I can tell he learned to speak English. But my brother was out. He's outgoing. He's energetic. He's fired up. He's not making no excuses for nothing, and he's grinding. I'm like, this is a cat I want to do business with. And I thought to my mind, Allah put on my heart and mind the other day. I said, you know what? Us along with this brother, it's about to be bananas. Bananas. And so I already see it. A lot put on my mind. I was like, oh yeah, with this brother on our team too, working with us in this, we about to just blow the roof off this thing. So brothers and sisters, go after it. That's not the message for today. You need to let somebody know that they can do it. You can do it. I'm doing it. Brother Daryl's doing it. Other people are doing it. Some people thinking about it, doing it. And once they take action, they're going to be doing it too. excuse as to why you can't make some progress. So I'm gonna swing it back over to Brother Daryl. You all need to be sharing right now because this message is a message that somebody you know needs to hear. So Brother, I'm gonna swing it back over to you, and I'm gonna check the Facebook group right now, see what's going on.
All right. Thank you very much, Brother Rodney Assad. That's right, brothers and sisters. You got to stay busy. You have to stay excited. See, power is in the energy, right? You got low energy, you got low voltage, you got low power, right? You want to increase your power, increase your energy, increase your excitement, increase your voltage, right, brothers and sisters? All right. So here's what you need to do to increase it. You need to take some action. You need to make some motion, right? That's why you can lose weight running in place. You haven't gone anywhere. You lose in place. You're losing weight running in place. You can lose the same amount of weight running in place that you would if you ran a marathon. The body doesn't, you don't have to go anywhere to burn energy, to generate energy. You just have to get in motion, right? And you have to get into the momentum of the motion. So here's what you need to do, brothers. You need to take some action. Action is motion. You need to take some action right now. You need to share this stream, right? But before you do that, go to our private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. You got to be accounted for. We don't know if you're here and who you are, right? Unless you want us to know, unless you want to be known, unless you want to connect with us, unless you want us to know, hey, present and accounted for. So what do you need to do that? First of all, you need to join our private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. If you're already a member, you know what to do. Go there right now. Open up another browser. You can still hear me. Open up another browser. Go there right now and put your name, city, right? With church, mosque, whatever you worship, your place of worship. Put that in there. Put your business or what profession you live in. See, you got to understand. Society and black people in America, we're not homogenous. Where everybody's not doing the same thing. Right? So there's us that are entrepreneurs, full-time, part-time, sometime, no time at all. Some of us are full employees. Whatever you dedicate the majority of your hours of the day towards, brothers and sisters, you should be proud of it. If not, you need to get out of it. But be proud of it and let people know. Let people know. So go to the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. If you're not a member, hit the link below. If you're watching us in our private BWE platform, then you see the link below. It says live virtual networking, livevirtualnetworking.com, livevirtualnetworking.com. Or if you're not a member, go to, if you're not watching this, I should say, on our private platform, then go to Facebook, put in the search bar, Black Wealth Empowerment, and you'll go there. And you have to hit join because it's a private group now. It's a closed group. You can't see anything unless you're a member. You hit that, and what? And you notify us. The system notifies us. Then brother will watch it. We'll review it, and he will, if it's a fit now, if it's a fit, then he'll bring you on. That's how you can participate. Now, before that happens, or while you're going through the process, because it won't happen instantaneously. It might not happen until next week. That doesn't disallow you to participate. It doesn't disallow you to take action, right? To build up the energy, to raise your power. Here's what you need to do. What you need to do is, if you're watching this on our private platform, there's tabs above, right? Several tabs. Let me tell you what you do with them, right? The first one is Facebook like. You hit that. That lets Facebook know you like our private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, all right? That's like a vote. Right, so you hit that, and you hit that more than once, but hit that right now. Facebook like. Then the next one is your Facebook share. You hit that, a box is going to open up. You might have to log in. But once you do that, you put in hashtag BW Hangout and then say we are live. You hit that, that'll post to your page, your Facebook page. Your friends will see it. They say, what is Jimmy doing? Facebook Black Wealth Empowerment. Let me see what this is. Boom. And there'll be a guest of yours for this broadcast only, right? So you're giving them a, special invite. You do that with Twitter, hashtag BW Hangout. We are live. You do that with the rest of the tabs. But says, here's the thing. Anything that's worth doing one time should be worth doing over and over and over again. If you only do something one time, it accounts for nothing. You do one push-up, that's not going to do anything. You do one sit-up, that's not going to do anything. Right? It's not enough. So if you're going to commit, as the Courage Coach said, gave his word to the Black Wealth Empowerment platform, not for himself alone, because we do get benefit out of it, right? Anytime you share, you get some benefit out of it. Anytime you reach out and share what God has uniquely blessed you with, you get benefits, but the person that receives it gets the greatest benefit. And that should pass on, pass on, pass on. What we call it paying it forward. That's an act of kindness towards or for someone else, not looking for anything in return. An act of kindness, pay it forward, brothers and sisters. See, that's a universal law and principle, goes on by different names. The law of reciprocity and the law of attraction, a lot of different. You see, you don't need to know the name. Don't need to know the name. You just need to know how to use it, right? How to use it. So you want to share, you want to flood. There's a lot of noise out here, a lot of things that are disempowering. Help us to promote the things that are empowering. That should be what you're about. All right. So hit those tabs above. If you're watching us in our private platform here at BWE, our private TV channel, right? Or you might be watching it on one of our affiliate channels like YouTube, right? If you're watching this on YouTube, you got some tabs right below. I think it's Facebook and Twitter. Pound it, right? Repetition, pound it. I mean, send it out over and over and over and over again. Because that what you do for other people will eventually come back to you, and other people will do it for you. And there's no way in the world, brothers and sisters, that we can get wealth, have wealth, maintain wealth, and then use it for empowerment. Right? Empowerment, not understanding the principle that I just described, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to do that. You want to go in a private, exclusive Facebook group. You want to put your information in there because, see, you don't know who sees it. See, I post stuff on social media and Facebook all the time, Brother Rodney, and I'm sure you do too. And you'll be surprised on who would actually give you a hearts, a thumbs up, or leave a comment that you didn't even think, they were there. They don't even have to be your friend, but they'll comment. They don't have to be your friend, and they'll give you a thumbs up. You know what I do? I go in there and I thank them. Someone that I've never seen before, to try to make that connection, brothers and sisters. We are social creatures. God created us to need and want each other. That's why social media has changed the landscape, brothers and sisters. Social media has disrupted the whole world. The old world, I should say, and the whole world. But the old world has been totally disrupted due to social media, because it taps in to the very core essence of a human existence, and that's to work and depend on other people. So when you try, to the extent that we try to do it alone, the extent that we are very much going against our very own nature, brothers and sisters. So you go ahead and share this stream, hit those tabs every 2-3 minutes, because this is the hour of power. We only got about 30 minutes left, right? If you're watching on YouTube, hit those tabs below. Wherever you're watching it, share it. Take the link wherever you're watching it and post it in YouTube. Post it in Twitter and post it in Facebook. Share, brothers and sisters. Share the stream. We have to raise our energy up. And we're going to talk about tonight the power of your mind and your money. The power of your mind and your money. We're closing out this year. November next week will be over, brothers and sisters. We'll have one more year of this month. And just know that it's never, ever, ever, ever too late. I don't care how gloom it looks. It's never too late. It's only too late when you're dead, when there is no energy in your body. Other than that, when you tap into the power of your mind, then the things that seem to do in this last month of the year, you will do it. You will do the impossible. But we have to activate our minds. We have to first recognize the power of our minds, and we got to believe that mind I can have, that mind I can acquire, that power in the mind I can tap into, right? So, brothers and sisters, share this stream. Share the stream right now. Every 3 minutes, hit those tabs above and share this stream. You should start bringing people with you, right? If you was going to a party, you bring somebody with you, right? You wouldn't want to go to the party and nobody's there. Who's responsible is it to bring people to the party? Everybody else? No, it's your job. It's my job. The coach is here. I'm here, Sister Brandy. We show up every week. We host a party, right? We invite you so you can invite others. So you can invite others. I posted on anywhere from 40 to 50 to 60 groups to invite you. What can you help us? Can you do the same? Who have you invited? You can invite it after the broadcast. Invite some people. Hit that tab right now because you don't want to miss it because we're about to start. Hit the tab right now, brother. This is share this stream. YouTube, hit it at the bottom there in the right-hand corner because we're about to go into the inspirational part of tonight's message. We need to be inspired. We need to be resurrected from whatever level we're on. We're 40 million of us, coach. We're at different levels. But very few, if any, of us are at the level that God wants us to be, because there is no limit level for that, right? So you got people that's at the highest level, they still pressing forward. You think Oprah just back chilling and, man, if I was a billionaire, I'd be doing nothing. Yeah, that's why we're not billionaires, because we already talking about not doing nothing. If God blesses you to be able to reach out and affect that many people positively in their lives, why would you just sit back and now do nothing? Stop doing the very thing that got you where you are. See, that's not intelligent. Mindset, we have to change that. So we're going to get into the inspirational part of tonight's message right now. And the brother that's going to bring the message tonight is our brother, your brother. I mean, he's here every week, week after week after week after week, brother and sister. He passed by, hugged, and kissed his wife on the pass, right? To get here to share with you. So how can we show our appreciation when somebody does that? How can we show our, I don't know, let me think. No, I'm telling you, share this stream every 3 minutes because we got the courage coach. The courage coach, man. You've never heard a whole lot of speakers got titles and stuff, and I've never heard, until I met this brother over 20 years, I never heard anybody title, not PhD, not certified life coach, right? He's telling you what he is intended to do for you. He's called the courage coach. So without further ado, let's bring our brother on so he can tell me, because I mean, you know what I'm saying? I need to know. I don't know. The mind is limitless. So I need to know from his 20 plus years of inspiring people. He got this one book, brother. I mean, sister, brother and sisters, you need to get it, and coach, tell them where they can get that later on or whatever. But I started reading this book. I had to scratch my head. Now, I'm no novice to metaphysics and, all this other kind of stuff. But I started reading. I said, what is this, brother? What is this he talking about? Is he trying to teach me how to levitate? What this brother? So I, when you ain't ready for something, you got to put it down. You got to put it down and go get some more basic information, right? And you got to sneak up on it. But this brother wrote this book. Coach, how long ago you wrote this? But this brother wrote this book 10 years ago. So so he can revise that 3-4 times, right? But we got to catch up to the first print. So without further ado, I don't want to take up too much of the brother's time. Courage Coach, tell me about the power of the mind and how to tap into it. Because once we do that, the power of the money will be easy. Take it away, right. Courage Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Daryl. Once again, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us. I'm Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. And this is the hour of power. Now, this is the inspirational part of it, motivation, if you will, inspiration and all that good stuff, whatever words you want to use. Here's one powerful thing. I'll just tell you this on top end, practiceofperfection.com, practiceofperfection.com. That's where you can go get the book that Brother Daryl's talking about. It's really about controlling your mind. And there's so many strategies I put in it, exercise you can do to help you control your mind and really get the maximum power out of every cell in your body. There's some things you can do to really, really lock in on and tap into some things. So practiceofperfection.com. Now, I'll start with saying this. And I thank Almighty God Allah for my life in its totality. There's some very specific places that really impacted me, that I just stand out for me. But every moment of every day is impactful, whether we perceive it or not, right? But there's a man, and you might have heard his name. I don't know, or you might know of him or know about him. Maybe you know. You probably never heard of this guy. His name is, I think, Elijah Muhammad, something like Elijah Muhammad. I think it's something like that. And I think some people call him the honorable, I think it is, brother, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But this is a guy. He was from Georgia, and he was in Detroit and Chicago, all kind of places. He's been all over in Phoenix. He's been a lot of places. But something that I recall hearing about, and he said that he got this from God. Now, this is where how deep and heavy this is. He said he got it from God, and that's multiple levels if you really think about this. But just even if you don't, that don't even work well for you, because I say he didn't talk with God. That's fine. You work with that. But here's what I want you to listen to. He said the mind or the brain of man is made to think right, and it's infinite. That is infinite. That when the creator, the originator of everything, self-created, he broke the impossible. This is this man's words. He said he broke the impossible. God, the originator, broke the impossible when he self-created. And then all the things that came forth from that first initial circle, and that's where we're going. All this that you see and all the stuff we will see comes from that moment. So, brothers and sisters, right now on the top, and let me just say this right now to you, and I want you to really grab this and hold on to it tight. There are two things you absolutely have to use the power of your mind and ultimately develop the power of your money. Now, Brother Daryl, am I coming through okay? Yes, sir. Okay, praise be to Allah. Now, two things you got to have. It's an absolute must. You got to have spark, right? You got to have a spark, and you got to have some sparkle. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna hit you again with this, right? Just wait up. I'm gonna wind it up. Hit the ball. Here, I'll wind it up. I'm gonna do a pitch. It ain't a curveball. It's a fast ball, but it's gonna be real slow, and it's coming straight down, right? Wind it up. Woo, here it comes. You got to have spark, right? A spark and sparkle. Now, you saying, some of you right now say, what the heck is the coach talking about? Well, I don't even know what you mean, man. You talking kind of like in parables, like Jesus or something like that. No, I'm not Jesus. Not like that. But what I am trying to get across to you there, these two components that if you grab this, you can really, you turn your whole world and life around, and life of those around you around. See, when I say spark, you got to have something. See, if you go back to and you study how we all come into existence and come into being, even if you decide to study the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the guy I was kind of mentioning about, you might have heard of, if you decide to study those teachings, and you should, it's a good study, to get involved in. And say you go ahead and do that, and it's a good thing. And he taught us about how things began. He takes us back to the beginning, right? Well, at least as early as we can record. And there was some matter doing nothing, nothing doing nothing, sparkling in the darkness, right? Just shimmering. It's atom of water. It requires water to have life. Spark and a sparkle. When we all were conceived, prior to conception, sperm, egg, or ovum mix, right? When that sperm actually, the head of the sperm actually penetrates the egg, right? When it finally breaks through that membrane and gets in, and then the tail breaks off, and once it gets in there, there's actually a spark. It's fire. You got to have a spark, and some sparkle. Now, when I say that spark, you some fire. You got to have some energy. We talked about this before. You got to have some energy, brothers. Some spark. It's got to be something that fires you up, that gets you moving, that gets you excited. Now, if you ever notice that if you have carpet in your home, you ever been walking around and just kind of dragging your feet or just, shuffling, or you're moving around real fast, moving some stuff around, and then you touch something, a metallic object or maybe a person or a light switch or something, and you go get the little spark and it zap you. Can get you moving a little bit, don't it? Oh yeah. You ever been some of y'all been a child before, right? I've been a child. I don't know if you ever been a child. I was a child, Brother Daryl. You was probably born grown. I was a child, and you experiment. Now, the Elijah Muhammad, this is Elijah Muhammad guy again. Here I go. He actually said the original man experiments. The original man experiments. We learn, we experiment, we try stuff out. So when I was a child, children come inquisitive. That's just your nature. It's the nature of the human being, is to know, to experiment, to try something out. Let's see what happens with this. Let's see what happens with that. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. And you're getting data back. Some things may cost you your life. I was going to get the information. They'll still get the data. It's about data collection. It's not personal. So you might be dead, but somebody going to learn something. It's not personal. It's about growth and development of the human being as a whole. So even though we're individuals, we're individually collective. All right. Now, when I was little, I decided to take I had a little, like this little knife. Excuse me, y'all. A little gifts, and back in the day when they had in the cereal boxes, Brother Daryl, Brother Daryl, like a couple of days older than me, and at like 37, and you know how in the cereal boxes you used to get prizes and stuff. That was like woo, back when life was good, and Saturday morning cartoons was nice, and you went outside to play. Back in the day when you went outside to play, back in the day, right? You had a great time and just wow, it was a powerful experience. But I had got this little prize from some little food item, whatever. And it was a little tiny little like a knife, like a little Bowie knife or whatnot, a little camping knife. It was a little tiny thing. The thing was like a little microscopic thing. It had a little knife on. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And I decided I'm gonna play with the socket one day. Right? Because I'm checking this thing out, because we plug stuff in and lights come on. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Now, at the young age, nobody teaching you about electricity. Okay, this is electricity and voltage and wattage, and this is what it can do for good and what it can be do for evil. Or nobody talks about that stuff. You just at the house, at your mama house, trying to figure stuff out. So I'm in the room with my little knife thing, Brother Daryl, and I'm like, all right, cool, and I'm really handy. I like fixing stuff and taking stuff apart, so I figure I'm gonna mess with the socket. And I got my little thing, and I put that knife in there, boy, and it went pow and shot me back. I'm like, woo! Note to self, don't do that again. Now, sparkle. Watch where we going with this, y'all. You're like, where the heck is he going? Watch. That spark, that electricity is already inside of you and I. It's already there. It comes with you. It's actually a part of your starter kit for life. Wait. You had a life starter kit that came with the innate ability and desire to be inquisitive, to know, to grow and develop, right? And you came with energy, a spark. When mommy and daddy got together and pow, spark happened, I'm telling you, that's fire. That's energy. So you got this energy inside you. And now somebody might have beat it out of you when you was young. I understand, depending on your parents, primary caregivers, whoever was responsible for your upbringing, they might have beat it out of you, talked it out of you, convinced you that stop being so inquisitive, stop being so energetic, calm down, stand on the line, color in the lines, behave, don't move. Why are you doing so much? They might have made you stay in the little cubby, huh? They had you stay on the cubby. Don't get off the mat. Right? But inside your soul, it was saying, but this ain't, something ain't right. I'm supposed to get off the mat sometimes. I'm supposed to color outside the lines because that's where the sky is. That's where the grass is, outside the lines. The birds over here outside the line. It's okay to color outside the lines sometimes. You got energy. There's a spark inside of you that came with you. Now you got to learn how to harness that energy. You got to learn how to get it back. You got to drop all the people who told you you couldn't do it, you shouldn't do it, you shouldn't be this way, don't do this, don't do that, don't be like this, all that stuff that you got. Some of that stuff you got to throw away. Get rid of the belief bag, right? Or dump most of the stuff out because it ain't serving you anymore anyway, right? And get your energy back. Get fired up about life. People meet me, Brother Daryl, and I meet people, and they like, wow, you got a lot of energy. I'm like this all the time. People say, well, do you drink coffee? I said, nah, it makes me kind of sleepy. I don't need the caffeine to fire. I think I got a caffeine producing or company inside of my body. That's I mean, everything outside of me is inside of me. So why drink that when I can just manufacture it inside of myself? How? By changing my thinking. The energy's there. You can actually ignite it, start the engine by changing your thoughts. Now you got the spark. The spark is already there, came with you, right? Conception, spark, you on fire, you blazing, right? It's a fire inside you. That's why you breathe out. It's heat. It's 98.6, just at a baseline, you 98.6, right? It ain't too many things burning that hot all the time, Brother Daryl, that don't burn up. It's not too many items that you can have that's not plugged into an electrical socket that's that hot all the time. Get here to the time you drop dead, you at least 98 degrees all the time. Can you imagine if it was 98 degrees outside all the time? You'd be like, it's too hot. You're like, I'm burning up. But that's your body temperature. You on fire already, right? So now you fired up. You got that. Brother Coach said, okay, I'm fired up. I got that. Now you got to have some sparkle. You got to have some sparkle. Now, what do I mean by that? You got to be attractive. You got to have a little shimmer to yourself. You got to have something about you that like we say swag, which means supreme wisdom activated God. You got to have something about you that attracts people. It might be a cool hairstyle that you like, and you feeling your hairstyle. You know, where you wear your clothes. You might have a unique way of style that you always liked. And people say, oh, don't dress like that because you look kind of this, or you look like this, or you look. Don't worry about that. You dress the way you dress, and you wear your name, the name your mama gave you. You right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Because you might have a very unique name in the spelling of it. I met a young lady in a Costco, and her name was it was a name that normally you would think was a boy's name. And so I asked her, because I thought it was short for something else. So I asked her, is that your actual name? Actually, I saw the defensiveness come up in her, and she says, well, yes. You know, you have a problem with that? Because I thought that was funny that she said that immediately after me asking, is that your actual name? I said, no, I actually think it's kind of cool and unique. I said, your parents actually named you that? Because sometimes people shorten their names up and change their name because they have a long name that people can't pronounce. And I said, I always like to pronounce people's actual name. Right? So if your name is Habib, I'm not going to call you Hal. Did you have Hal? No, he said Habib. Okay, then I'm gonna say Habib. So, well, most people can't say that. Say, well, if I actually care enough about you, I'm gonna learn how to say your name the right way, and you don't have to change it to accommodate me. You gotta have some sparkle. Now that left an impression on, because I said no. I actually think it's kind of cool. I like people that have uniqueness about their names. And one young lady, her name was Savannah. I said my mother's name's Savannah. She said, just have an H. I said my mother's name has H. She says mine has no H. I said that's hot. You know, thank you so much, because most boys name, why do you have a boy's name? I said, that wasn't my first thought. My thought was that's kind of unique. Wow, that sets you apart from a lot of people. Sparkle. Thing I'll tell you right now, sparkle is also leaving that lasting impression with other people, but also sparkle is having something inside of you that you love, some things that you absolutely adore about yourself. You gotta shine to you. You got to think you hot. You got to think you dope. You got to think you somebody. Nobody has to clap for you. Say, oh, you so awesome. Oh, you so this, you so that. Now I'll tell y'all now. I love my wife, Brother Daryl. I love my wife. I do. And my wife, she claps for me like nobody's business, brother. Oh my goodness. She always gives me kudos and oh, thank you. She had thank you for that. She always said, oh, you really did. And I don't like it. I mean, I love her, and I don't, not that I don't like that she does it, but I don't like it because that's not why I do what I do. I don't do it for people to say, ooh, you so hot. I did it. It was hot. I think now some people say, oh, you so arrogant. You fix that how you fix that. I got very good self-esteem. If I did it, I think it's hot. I don't care about nobody else and whether they think it's hot. And if everybody else say it's whack, maybe I might think about adjusting it. So I think it's even hotter than the hotness I produced the first time. But inside, I have my own sparkle. And I see it when I look in the mirror. I see a gleam in my eye, a glimmer in my life. I see a pep in my step. You got to have a spark and some sparkle. Use the energy that Allah God already gave you at conception. Use that to your advantage to turn your energy up. And when you meet people, you go about things, do it with the energy that you got when you got here. And then also try to do your absolute best to sparkle. So men and women may see your shine and be drawn unto the God that gave you the shine. I am Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. Remember, no matter what else you do in life, you must always remember to cultivate the courage to sparkle, y'all. And roar. Peace.
All right, all right. Brothers and sisters, you heard it. I mean, those are your marching orders, brothers and sisters, right? Spark and sparkle. Spark and sparkle. Go back and listen to that again, right? You never hear what you thought you heard the first time. You have to listen to it over and over and over again. It never fails, brothers and sisters. The more you listen to something, each and every time you listen to it, you pick up something different. You pick up something different. You got to be serious about this thing called life. You got to be serious about everything that has an effect on your life. You have to be serious, brothers and sisters. Those that get are those that are serious enough to go after it. Those that are serious enough to do whatever it takes. Those that are serious enough to spark and sparkle. Spark and sparkle. Brothers and sisters, so go back. That's a powerful message the brother Rodney Assad shared. I took some notes. That was a new one, that swag. I'm gonna have to use that one, brother. Supreme wisdom. What is it now? Supreme wisdom. Let me write that down.
Activated God. Supreme
yeah,
wisdom,
okay, all right.
God.
Wisdom, activated God. There you go. All right, brothers. So see, that's the beautiful thing about Black Wealth Empowerment. We give you something unique that you won't get anywhere else. Let's get into the final part of tonight's program, and then we'll shut this thing down, right? Because we got to go out here and we got to activate the spark. You can't get the sparkle without the spark, brothers and sisters. And that's what many times some of us try to do. Get the sparkle, right? We get something that make it looks like it's sparkling, but we haven't created enough spark. So let's talk about, right? Let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about the power of your money. See, you got to put these two things together. But so the reason why we set up Black Wealth Empowerment like it is because we understand, if nobody else does, the coach and I, the brand, we understand that it goes together. The inspiration and the application goes together, right? The spiritual and the physical, money, the physical goes together, brothers and sisters, right? And the inspiration is first. So let's talk about it. The power of your money. You know, one of the greatest mysteries of the universe, and the coach talked about it, is electricity. They've said, scientists said that's the greatest mystery besides God for most people. Some of us, that's not a mystery anymore. But the one of the greatest mysteries of the universe is electricity. Now, for us Black people and people in general here in America in particular, second, I would say to that, or high ranking after the mystery of electricity, is the mystery of money. Is the mystery of money. Many of us go throughout money and give, really, coach, they've given up on trying to figure it out. They just take whatever they can get to make the most of it. right? They make the most of it. Gotta be happy with that. Okay? But we have to understand this thing called money, the power of money. One of my mentors said, Courage Coach, he said, don't complain about what you don't have. Stop complaining, black people, of what you don't have. Instead, look at what you do have to create or produce what you don't have. So that's what it is with all things, but we're talking about money right now. So we have to learn how to make the paradigm shift of our thinking. Stop looking at what we don't have. Look at what we do have, right? God to help us to find a way. God, help me to take this little money that I have or whatever amount of money that I have. Want more and don't have things, right? If you're a billionaire, you can still, there's things you don't have. What is it, God, that how can I take this money that you have blessed me to get? Because no matter how little you think you have, there's people who have less. So see, that in and of itself, making that paradigm shift, Coach, gives us a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the money that God has allowed us to get. And ask him, how can I take this money to get the money that I don't have? One of the ways, brothers and sisters, as the Courage Coach touched on, you have to know the possibilities, not the impossibilities. See, we focusing on the wrong thing, Courage Coach. We focusing on the impossibility. Oh, that's impossible. Well, what's possible? Why don't we go out and find out what's possible? You know what possible means? It means it has been done before. Find out who these people are. Find people and stories and examples of human beings that have come from where we are financially to reach a level that we respect and we admire. Those are the examples. So you and I got to go out and find books, find stories. They're out there, brothers and sisters, right? Gold doesn't sit on top of the ground. It's down in the ground. It's down in water, underneath sand that looks like gold and mixed up with other kind of stuff of non-value. So go to the bookstore and look through the books. You don't have to buy books anymore. If you can find a bookstore, then go through the book and flip through it. Say, no, I'm not looking for this. I'm looking for examples of people who've come from nothing financially and reached the pinnacle of financial success. I would say find examples of black people in America who've done that. There's a book called Wealth Choice by Dennis Kimbro. I recommend that. Right? Go to darylmuhammad.net, hit library, the book's right there. Get it through your brother. Get it through my website. I get credit. You're getting it from Amazon, but you're getting it through me, so I get credit. Right? I get credit. So get that, Black Wealth Choice. And it talks about Kathy Hughes. It talks about Tyler Perry. It talks about many who have had close to nothing. Kathy Hughes didn't even have a house to live in. Her and her young son slept on the floor of her radio station because she was homeless. Check that out. Didn't have a home, Courage Coach, but had a radio station. Right? How many of us would have a business and don't have a home? Not too many of us. We'll choose to have a home and don't have a business. Right? So you have to know the possibilities that are for you based on how God has blessed others who in the same boat you're in, black in America, with the dynamics of America for black people, and they still overcame. So there's nobody's situation, financial situation, that you cannot come from it, brothers and sisters. But you have to activate your spirit first. You have to activate your mind. Your mind has to know that I have enough already that God has blessed me with, and I'm grateful for the money I do have. And he has given me this money to see what I do with it, to empower myself economically for me and my family and my community. And I'm going to take what he has given me of this $100 extra per month after my bills and say, thank you, Allah. Thank you, God. I'm going to go out and look for the possibilities, not the impossibilities, because and a coach can teach on this. If something is not possible, if you don't have the possibilities in your mind, then automatically your mind will tell you that it's impossible. Why? Because it has no reference point of possibility. It has no reference point of possibility. That's why our enemy always wants to wipe out the possibilities for us. The possibility for our financial empowerment and financial freedom, independence of anybody else outside of our own community. He wants to eliminate all those who come with that message, come with that example, because he knows the power of the mind. He knows how the mind operates. He knows that if he pulls away the physical reality of what's possible, your mind will say, well, I don't see it, so it must be impossible. I don't know anybody who was just broke. I don't know no black person in America that was broke and now they're at the pinnacle of financial success. Without knowing the possibility, brothers and sisters, hopelessness settles in. The reason why we don't strive like we can, because we don't have the strong sense of what's financially possible for us. We see other people say, well, we're not Asians, so we don't, they got Chinatown and got there, but I'm not Asian. That's what your mind calculates. Oh, I'm not Hispanic. You see the Hispanics got their stuff and taquerias everywhere. And but your mind says that's not me. That don't match up. That's not a hand in a glove. It doesn't fit perfectly. I can't take ownership to that possibility. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Greek. That's a good example. I can draw a little juice from it, Courage Coach. But I don't see myself. I need to see myself. That's why you get that book, Black Wealth Choice, brothers and sisters. You need to get books on black people who have taken nothing financially and gone to the pinnacles of success. The power of your money is rooted in the power of your mind. The power of your money is rooted in the power of possibility. Now, this is the weekend after Thanksgiving, and every year, brothers and sisters, the Nation of Islam spearheads a campaign from now until after Christmas. We call it After Dr. King. Dr. King actually came up with this. It's called Redistribute the Pain. If the powers that be, the merchants that we spend $1.3 trillion with, if they don't care enough about us, if they don't feel our pain, then we're going to withdraw our money from them. Talking about the power of your money. Withdraw our money from them, keep that money, and any money that we choose or have to spend, we're going to try our best to spend it with black people. See, brothers and sisters, we wasn't so free with our money and so wasteful with our money, we can spend a little extra to spend with a black business. We can spend a little extra if we're not so wasteful. If we're not just we try to give our money away. If all we got is a dime, we're looking for something that we can buy for a dime. Keep that money, brothers and sisters. Redistribute it. Join us, conscious, woke black people who are not just woke but sleep. Their minds are awake, right? But is not strong enough to wake their bodies up to go in the right direction. We're talking about those of us who are willing to put our money where our mouth is. The power of your money is in the clarity of your mind, is to know what it is that I need to do with this money to empower myself, my family, and my community. And we're asking you during these next month to redistribute the pain. Withdraw your dollars from the major corporations. You don't have to spend all that money, brothers and sisters. Most of us don't even have it to spend. A lot of it is credit money. It's borrowed money on our credit cards. Right? Don't do that. Be conscious. The world is changing around. You see it. I see it. Every industry in America is being disrupted with new mindset, new technology. New technology comes from the power of a new mind. If you and I don't get on that bandwagon, brothers and sisters, stop being resistant just for resistance sake. realize that this world as we speak, we're watching it right before our eyes change like that. We're watching Airbnb, right, come in and put pressure and disrupt the hotel lodging industry. We see Uber and Lyft come in and disrupt. They're putting the taxi cab business model out of business. You and I are watching it. We're watching Amazon put retailers out of business. And we're here at Black Wealth Empowerment to pull back the curtains, to help us to wipe the sleep out of our eyes, right? To get our eyes so we can see clearly what's happening right in front of our eyes, so we won't miss the greatest opportunity in our lifetime to have a new mind, so we can tap into the power of our minds. And with a clear mind, then we'll know what to do with our money. We'll never see anything as a lack. There is no lack in the universe, brothers and sisters. There is no lack in God's universe. That does not exist. That's an figment of your imagination. There is no lack. Only a lack in our energy. Only a lack in the spark. Right? There's a difference code between a flicker and a spark. He said spark. He didn't say flicker. He said spark. You got to understand words and what they mean in relations to other words, and then we'll know the gravity and the power of words. It's all about power, brothers and sisters. It's all about power. And once we get our minds right, get this false concepts out of our brain, then we'll look at it and say, I got enough money to start the process, right? The motion, to get the energy going. The hardest thing is to get an object in motion, right? Then the second hardest thing to do is to keep it in motion. But you've done the first hardest thing, and that's to get it in motion, brothers and sisters. So the power of your money, the power of our money, comes from the level of the power of our minds, which eliminates the impossibilities and awakens us to the possibilities of what I can do with this money, what I can do with my financial situation. I know that there's others who have been in this situation and worse, who've reached the level of financial aspirations that I reach. I need to go out and find those examples so I can eliminate the impossibility, the hopelessness that's in my mind on what I can do with what I have. Absence of that will be hopeless. Absence of that will be begging God to give us more, when it's not more money that we need. It's more power of the mind that we need. And then we'll see the money that we have is being sufficient enough to create the power, the economic power that we need. If you have money, I have money, the Courage Coach have money, we come together, that's more money than which I would have by myself, or the Courage Coach have by himself, right? So the power of our money, besides what I share with you tonight, is for us to come together with the power of our mind, the power of our money, and those of like minds come together. That's what the enemy does. He takes those that have like minds and the power of the mind to create. See, it's the power of the mind that creates, whatever it is: happiness, peace, health, prosperity, abundance. He gets with people of the same mind, same frequency of mind power, and he gets the money. He brings his money, he go get other people's money. He taking out $1.3 trillion. He bringing that to the table to get with folks that have his mindset and using that against us, brothers and sisters. Don't you think it's time for you and I to do the same? Don't you think it's time for you and I to tap into the limitless power of our mind? Get Courage Coach book. That's a deep book. I'm gonna pick it up again, but Courage Coach, when I leave my mother's and go home, I think I might be a little bit better equipped to read it and know what the hell I'm reading. Because he was talking about breathing and all kind of stuff, sitting down a certain way, and you know what I'm saying? You know, All it make them 115 steps, you know, for Negro forming Negro, boy, that's a whole lot. We just, you know, that's why Jesus, you know, the story of Moses, right? And the story of Prophet Muhammad, some of us know the story, you know, when he met with God and God told him how many times to pray. He met Moses on the way back, and Moses said, so you met with God? How many times to pray? He said 150 times or whatever it was. 150 times. He said 150 times a day to pray. And people ain't gonna pray that many times a day. Go back and tell them that's too many. So Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, went back to God and said, God, that's too many prayers to be asking these savage people to pray. And he came back and he ended up to 5 brothers and sisters. But anyway, so that's the message for tonight, brothers and sisters. That is the message for this. Is a powerful, the power of the mind in your money. See, you're looking for steps and techniques. You're looking for, you know, the Bitcoins and cryptocurrency. And you're looking for, we used to say a network marketing coach, you know, you're looking for wireless electricity. Right? You're looking for the greatest, the latest, and the great ain't no latest and greatest, brother, sister. The latest and the greatest is what's been old, tried, tested, and true. And that is the power of your mind. And then the money. All right. So let's swing it over to Courage Coach for some closing. We're at the top of the hour. We're a little bit over. We've given you more than what we promised you. We've given you more than an hour of power. And this is why? Because this is a powerful message. We want to give you just enough to spark. You came with a flicker, right? That's how you got here, with a flicker, right? So we want you to leave with a spark. So we gave you a little extra. See, extra take it from a flicker to a spark. And Coach told you, share with you what it is to get the power, to tap into the power of the mind. And I showed you what to do to tap into the power of your money. You go back with a notepad and paper and you take notes, right? You can learn from everything in God's universe. Sometimes you just have to kind of sit down and decipher it. Some things are right there, boom in your face. Other things that are hidden, they have to decipher it because there's layers, right? And you have to peel it back, all the different layers. So let's swing it over to Courage Coach, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here for broadcast 129. Courage Coach, give some final words.
Woo, brother, good stuff, good stuff. Well, you know, final words, get busy doing what you're already equipped to do. You know, no, it really, brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, nobody has to give you anything. I mean, we can get a jump start. Now, I can't, you know, go that too deep on that, but we can get a jump start. Every now and then, our battery might run down, or you might allow somebody to run your battery down, i.e., used you up, and you allowed your battery to run down, and you didn't have some strategies to help yourself recharge your battery, right? And that happens. It does happen. However, at this point in this juncture, now you got to learn how to create your own energy if you can. But if not, tap into somebody like Brother Daryl, myself, and others that can give you that little boost, that little extra little shot. You know, when somebody's in heart distress, right, a cardiac arrest, if you will, they have these paddles, right, the AED, I think it's called, machine. Well, it just shock. It's just a get shocked to get the heart pumping again. So you got to think if something like that will get the heart pumping again, and does happen a lot of times. People are brought back because of the shock. Then you got to get with speakers and coaches and people that can put some shock into your life, that take some of this energy that I have, Brother Daryl has, and others, to just and tap into the message and get a shock, a jolt. Now, you can't stay there. Now, your alternator got to be all right now. So you want to check your alternator before you do that to make sure your alternator is working and your battery's in good condition. You might need a battery mental replacement, right? Right? But your alternator is your faith walk, your faith traditions. That's your alternator. That's what keeps your battery charged. I'm not even gonna go on a whole nother message, Brother Daryl, because I feel the spirit about to come on me, and I don't want to do that. I ain't where we trying to go right now. I got dinner waiting. My wife is in there waiting for me, the whole shot. But just know, brothers and sisters, a final message need inside of you. If you need a jump, come on, tap into Black Wealth Empowerment, myself, Brother Daryl, and we'll get the jumper cables out and spark you. Now, we can't keep you on it and move your feet on the pedal on the bike and do all. We're not gonna do all that. That ain't how we roll. But we will absolutely give you a jump, and then if you get in the car behind me, it's called coaching. Get in the car behind us. We'll drive this destination. All you gotta do is ride. But you drive in your car now. You ride. You just ride right behind. Ooh, we'll be making a right and a left. All right, and then lock in like that. And at some point, we're gonna wave you around. Say, go on, go on. Go on, now go. You go. You got this now. You know the direction. Go on. The metaphor, you get it. I'm not gonna go deep into it, brother Daryl. Cultivate the courage to roar. Peace. I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach Coach, for those final words, brothers and sisters. You know, you got to come back, right? You got to stay plugged in. You got to stay plugged into Black Wealth Empowerment Live. You do that by going to our private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. We're posting things throughout the week. Our members, myself, Courage Coach. So brothers and sisters, you can't stay too plugged in to the right stuff, right? So stay plugged in. We're giving you stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Not like this, not delivered like this. Not with so much power in 1 hour, right? You have to share it, brothers and sisters. We're doing our best to share with you the universal principles and laws that God has established for our success as human beings. He wants us to be successful, but we have to want to be successful. We have to want to be successful to the extent that He wants us to be successful. He puts the laws and principles and rules out there in the universe for us to follow. Nobody can stop us when we tap in the universal laws of God. So we share those universal laws with you here. We tell you where they come from, who they came through to get to you. So brothers and sisters, watch the replay. Share it, share it, share it. Share it. And share it in abundance. That what you do of good in abundance will come to you back in abundance. Just know you have to give in abundance. The power of your money and your mind is locked up in abundance. You have to give abundance to get abundance. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here for broadcast 129. And like I said at the beginning, let us pray for Sister Brandy and her mother. Her mother is hospitalized. That's why she wasn't here to be with us tonight. So let us pray that if it be the will of Allah, her mother will recover 100%. But whatever His will is, we ask that He would comfort Sister Brandy and her family. Brothers and sisters, thank you for being here. We'll see you, God willing, next week for 130. You do the research and let me know how many sitcoms have come even close to 130 episodes. And as always, we'll see you at the top, not from the top. Why? Because you, your family, but most importantly, our future, which is in our Black community, deserves your very best. Thanks for being here, brothers and sisters, for watching us tonight for the hour of power, the power of your mind and your money. Take care. God bless.